Hello to all of you ASU students. We are so happy you're here with us today, and not just because you're forced to be here for your class. Don't worry. I think all of us on here on this live stream you're watching have been forced to do things we don't love to do. Anyway, time for some introductions. Let's start with myself. My name is Josh Wilson. I'm from the YouTube channel right here, Daily Mountain Bike Rider. MTB stands for mountain bike. And next up, I'm going to point to this guy over here. Who are you?
Oh, hey, I'm Shane, the crashing dad. I have a really small YouTube channel in comparison to Josh, but I do this thing for fun, and sometimes it pays off. Let's point down to who's down here.
That guy.
Hey everyone, my name is Joseph. I run the channel Trail Features, and like most of these guys, I just started this out because I had a passion for mountain biking and I wanted to share it with the world.
Awesome. All right, guys. So your professor, I don't know his last name. I just know his first name, Matt. I have a feeling he would make you call him Dr. Master Professor. Anyway, Matt asked us to be here. He's a great guy. And just basically tell you guys some more about the YouTube realm. As you know, going into college and marketing and looking at the professional business world, marketing is a big deal. And while YouTube didn't start out as kind of a marketing platform, it has now transitioned into being creative and having influence on people. And that in turn has turned into marketing. So we have a couple of questions that we'll start out with, but I encourage you guys on a couple things. Number one, if you're sitting there and you're looking at that live chat and going, man, a bunch of people are just, commenting F's or like funny emojis or go Devils. Yes, we know you like the Devils. Obviously, we all know the Devils aren't as good as your rivals, which does anyone know the rivals to ASU here, Shane or Joseph?
Who's ASU?
What college?
We're going to get so many thumbs down. Don't worry.
I know,
No.
right?
Okay. The rivals are up north. It's a small city. I used to live in Arizona. I should know this, but it is the University of Arizona. And I think it's someone's going to comment it. I think it's that's not the Wildcats. I'm really showing that
They're already commenting the F's. We failed.
Everyone's
failed already.
Oh, that's so good.
Yes,
all right.
You have to stay for the whole thing.
Yes. Okay. People are like, very interesting so far. This is good. All right. Let's ignore the chat. That's what it is. It is the Cats or the Wildcats. All right. Let's get started on our questions. First off, we introduced who we are. Who's our favorite non-mountain bike YouTuber? Joseph, start with us.
Mine is kind of goofy. JonTron. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him.
Explain who JonTron is for our listeners and for F.
Okay, JonTron is this kid that just started reviewing old crappy video games, and he's freaking hilarious. He's got a lot of charisma, and he basically is one of those success stories of just some kid playing around with a camera on the weekend, and now he has like way more subscribers than I'll ever have and probably makes way more money, but I still enjoy watching his stuff, so that's my pick.
So how many subscribers does he have, Joseph?
Oh, I should probably look that up, but well into the millions.
Wow. And
like
he just
2 or 3
reviews
million easy.
Old video games. Great. All right, Shane, who's your favorite non-mountain bike YouTuber?
I would have to say non-mountain biking, it would be Mark Rober. He's a guy that used to work for NASA. I think he's an engineer of some sort, but he does the one with like, if you steal packages off my porch, it's going to have a glitter bomb thing in it.
Oh, yeah.
He fills a pool full of Orbeez. He does all sorts of things, but throws a really scientific twist on it, keeps it really interesting and informative. That's kind of why I like it. He does have a good personality, but I'm a little bit of a nerd.
Yeah, and for those, I'm sure everybody watching has seen one of his videos. It's Mark, right? Mark Rober.
Yes, Mark Rober.
Yeah. And what he does a really good job of, you're going to use some insider terminology on YouTube, is thumbnail. Thumbnail is the picture for the video that has a picture of something crazy, and then there's the title next to it. Mark Rober is a master at having a very click-worthy thumbnail picture and then a title that matches it. So yeah, he's great. My favorite, I'm curious if either of you have heard of him. He's a guy named William Osman. Have you guys heard of this guy?
Nope.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he's the guy that does the crappy robot type things.
Yes, this is what I love about YouTube, everybody watching, is people have millions of subscribers. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you maybe have never heard of him. William, basically, he is a mechanical and I want to say electrical engineer. He's probably neither of those. Anyway, he's like an engineer, and all he does is make crazy robot videos. He's known for a laser cutter that he had. The dude's hilarious, and he loves cats. And I love him as a non-YouTuber. So I'm non-mountain bike YouTuber. All right. So
moving on.
Yeah. Next question for us.
If you were just getting started what non-mountain bike YouTuber would you suggest to watch?
Which is a good, yeah, I'll start, which is a good question, right? Because I think and truly believe, and I think your professor would as well, everyone should start making YouTube videos. Creating content is a healthy thing. And if you're just getting started, who would I suggest watching? Oh gosh, I would probably say it's kind of cheesy, but it's the What's Inside family. I'm sure not the family channel, but the What's Inside. This is a dad and his son who literally make videos about what's inside an iPhone or computer or like anything. And they do a good job of creating clear message of what they're going to do. They follow through with it step by step, and they keep you engaged the whole time, which is really good. Yeah.
Joseph?
So you guys know me. I am kind of a sucker of cinema. I like more of the technical side of stuff. One of the ones that I always recommend people watch is Every Frame a Painting. It's basically a video essay done from the perspective of an editor. And he kind of goes through how movies were actually cut together and how important that is, and how just like a few seconds here or different techniques there can make the difference between an okay movie and a great movie.
I like that. I'm going to be cliche here, and I'm going to say Casey Neistat is probably a really good one to watch.
Who's that?
I don't know. He's this small little guy, has a tiny little channel. He actually is not really doing YouTube videos anymore, but he has a lot out there. And I think with him, he gives you a really good idea of, keeping things moving, keeping things interesting, all at the same time as like bringing his own personality. Because I think, yes, content matters, video quality matters, sound matters, but people really buy into your personality. And I think Casey Neistat really portrays himself well and draws you into his channel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Call me cliche.
Hey, you know what? It's a good cliche. All right, let's get a couple of just like general questions out of the way people might be asking. First, do we have any other YouTube channels, or are our mountain bike related channels the main ones? For me, I have like a personal account I started making videos on, but then I realized I should create a channel that centralizes over the content I wanted to make. So technically, no. What do you guys think?
I don't know. For me, I have the same kind of deal where I throw like my son's t-ball games on and just general stuff that I wouldn't want to be critiqued by the masses. But then again, I also have another separate channel on top of that just to troll you guys. So anonymously go on and comment bad stuff on there.
Oh, that explains a few of my recent comments.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to say there's some in the YouTube realm, if you're in an industry, there's common characters that will pop up that will be like crazy, outrageous, ridiculous, or like crazy insightful. And behind the scenes, we talk about them. So Shane probably is one of the trolls, as you guys know what trolls are, who is doing that. Great. Joseph.
Technically, yeah, but it's basically my dumping ground of when a content creator asks me a question and I don't feel like typing out an essay. I just grab a camera and I film something real quick, and then I put it up as unlisted and share it with them. So that way I don't have to answer that question every time I get asked it. Because I'm kind of the YouTube content creator help desk for the mountain bike community. It's a weird position to be in, but kind of fun because I get a lot of interesting questions.
Yeah, and that's like a cool thing that you do as well. I think about too, like each of us have, we have over 100, over 1,000 subscribers and thousands of people that watch our videos. For me, like I'm at the point now where I would not make another channel. I would choose a topic that's integrated to mountain biking that I think might be relative. So for instance, I just bought a truck. It is a Japanese import right-hand drive truck. It's super unique. It's called a Japanese mini truck. I'll be dropping a video in the next couple weeks, and that has nothing to do with mountain biking. But I'm not going to start like a small truck channel. I'm just going to be like, hey, look, I'm going to make this the ultimate mountain bike mobile, even though it's not. And people, I think, are going to, have engagement with it. People who aren't mountain bike fans are going to be able to watch that video and engage with it. So for me personally, I don't know about you guys, I would not create, I don't think, another separate channel. I would just kind of tie in mountain biking with the other things I'm interested in. What do you guys think about that?
I think it works because, again, that comes back to people are buying into your personality, number one, content, number two. And I don't know. I think if you put your own personal spin on it, people will like it.
Yeah.
And that kind of comes to, so we do have some questions that I'm seeing. Trey Foster and some other people have asked, like, do you recommend starting a YouTube channel in college? And what's your advice for a small channel who's looking to explode on the scene? First of all, I would say yes, it's worth starting a YouTube channel at any time. Putting yourself out there, putting content out there, whatever niche you're going to be in. But as far as exploding on the scene, I don't know that I would recommend that, because that gets you a lot of subscribers that like that one video, but then that just puts pressure on the next video. And you kind of want to build slowly and have a good core of people. Not that I'm saying exploding is bad, but exploding, usually you'll see people with like 1 or 2 videos that have done insanely well. Then the rest of them just have a couple thousand views. I don't know. What would you say, Josh?
Yeah, I would say if you're in college and you're a freshman, whether you have a job or you're just being a student full time, everybody can create videos, especially with the invention of the smartphone. Everyone's phone has a good camera and video camera. Like, you should create videos about something. It might be something simple, a how-to video, how to wipe your PC and reinstall Windows, how to, I don't know, tie your shoes in a more effective way. Like, it sounds dumb, but just make a video about something, because what it's going to do is it's going to, one, help you be creative and think about what videos might people search for. And yeah, I would say, like, you can try to make a banger, like in a banger that probably sounds bad if I don't describe it. What I mean by that is a video that does super well, super quick, or a viral video. But the truth is this: you can't create a viral video. Like, it's not a prescription that you can say, all right, I'm going to have kittens plus a swimming pool plus Orbeez, and that's going to go viral. Like, if that was the case,
Are fidget spinners still cool? I don't know.
if that was the case, all of us would then create viral videos. But just like you can't create music that's instantly going to go famous, it takes the right person in the right place with the perfect video, and you just can't do that automatically. So what I would tell somebody is, like, if they're like, how do I make a viral video, or how do I make a really good start? I would say, be you. Create videos that you want to watch, create a solution to a problem. And if you do that, people will, jump onto that. And the biggest problem that you can find a solution to, and this is like YouTube gold right here. Can I say that and then let people down? Anyway, the biggest problem you can solve is curiosity. As human beings, we are naturally, intuitively curious. And that's why you'll see somebody post a thumbnail, right? The picture of a video and a title that you click, and you're like, why am I watching somebody paint a car or paint a pair of shoes when I don't care about either of those? Because the curiosity makes you want to click it.
Or
that wasn't a long answer.
Cut a bowling ball in half.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, completely agree.
Yeah.
Joseph.
Yes, I agree with all you guys. I definitely think being in college is the perfect time to start a YouTube channel, because I can tell you, as a working adult, having spare time as you get older is more and more of a precious commodity. So a lot of us do this in our spare time. Going full time is very difficult, and it's a lot of work to do that. Also, the communication skills that you will build doing this are actually extremely useful in whatever career you do, because public speaking is kind of a underutilized skill set, I think. I come from technology, so being able to stand in front of, I think, like what we have, like 1,300 people watching, and being able to act like you're not slightly terrified is actually a really useful skill. And being able to tell a story like, hey, here's why I need $500,000 for my project. This is the problem we're going to solve. This is how I'm going to solve it. And this is why I think it's going to be a huge success. If you can effectively communicate that to an executive, you're going to get sign off super easy.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so that brings a good question from Savannah. She says, do you guys have any other jobs other than YouTube?
Yes.
Yes, which I would think we're all not full-time. Maybe Josh, you're close to being able to go full-time, but that leads us to our next question as well, with how long have you been doing YouTube? How many subscribers do we have? I'll just start. I started 3 years ago, very non-seriously, and I'm at about 8,500 subscribers, which really isn't that much. And yeah, I still have to work a full-time job.
But just to clarify too, Shane, you have 8,500 people that have clicked subscribe in your videos, and you probably in a month have more than that who watch your videos.
Oh, most definitely. Most people that are watching are not subscribed because they're just watching for that one piece of content.
And I think that's an important fact. I don't know what it is for you guys, but for me, I think about 17% of my viewership are subscribed.
Yep, 20.
Yeah. So if you take any of our subscribers and times that by 5, that's how many viewers we typically have in a month. Joseph, how many subscribers do you have? Do you work full time, or is YouTube your full time gig?
And when did you start?
Oh yeah.
I started about 3 years ago. I think that's going to be kind of the average for most mountain bike YouTubers. That was when suddenly this magical thing called the gimbal showed up, the action cam gimbal that you could strap to your chest. Um, I what were all the questions again? You guys kind of threw me a torrent of questions there.
You started 3 years ago. Do you have a full-time job?
And
Yes,
what's
I
your
do.
social security number? Anyway, keep going.
Oh, it's really easy. Let me tell you. Yes, I do have a full-time job. As I mentioned before, I work in technology. So for me, this is kind of my creative outlet because when I'm at work, I'm very technical, very cerebral. So being able to come home and just play with a camera for a couple hours is actually really awesome for stress management, just having something fun to do.
Yeah. And for me, I started just 2 years ago. I'm almost not quite to my 2-year anniversary. I have, I think, 83,000 subscribers. And yeah, I started 2 years ago, and I didn't start as like a casually do something on the side. I said, no. I want to make a mountain bike YouTube channel. I'm going to post at least once a week, and I'm not going to stop doing that. And so it grew very quickly. I could go full-time YouTube, but I've chosen not to. My day job, I don't share publicly over the internet. I guess I could share with you guys, but you would let the cat out of the bag. Anyway, I'll say I used to work with students. I do not anymore, but I love my day job, and because of that, it was back in December. I could have gone full time YouTube, but I chose not to, and so because of that, YouTube will always be kind of a side hobby. Okay, question for you guys. Why did you start doing YouTube? I think that's a good question a lot of people would ask, is like, what was the reason behind it for you? I'll start. These guys both shared they started 3 years ago. I saw both of their channels before I started mine. I started making mountain bike YouTube videos because I saw the other creators in our little small niche of YouTube. And I thought, you know what? I think I can make how-to videos or bike reviews, because that's a big part of our channel, is reviewing different bikes. It's kind of like seeing a car review. And I was like, you know what? I think I could do that. And my personality, how I talk to the camera and interact with people, I think is good enough that people would click to that. And so I started making videos to help people buy bikes or learn how to do certain maneuvers or tricks on a bike. And it kind of grew from there. What about you two?
Well, I'll go next. I started because I was riding bikes or trying different products or noticing things, and then noticing little details about things that I either did or didn't like. And I'd go on the internet and see if I could find anything about it, and I usually couldn't. So I was like, hey, if I'm asking these questions, maybe someone else is asking these questions. So I made a video about it and just kind of went from there. I don't know, Joseph.
So for me, when I was younger, I actually had the aspiration of becoming a video editor.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, I actually took a few classes, was an intern at a production house for about 6 months, and I rage quitted that because every stereotype you've ever heard about the industry, as it's called, is absolutely true. There's a lot of drama, there's a lot of backstabbing, long hours, low pay, and you don't really get to pick your jobs. So it's kind of it's a little bit frustrating when you're a young kid with these huge delusions of grandeur. So yeah, then I went into technology, but I also really kind of missed that creative outlet. So one day I was out riding my bike, and I thought, it'd be kind of fun to film these and just kind of see if I can edit something together. And I just started playing around with that. And then I did a bike build. That was the first video that I ever uploaded to YouTube publicly. And suddenly I got people commenting and saying, hey, this is really cool. This is really well done. I enjoyed this. Please post more. Like, oh, okay. So that was kind of how I got started. And it's been a really fun hobby since then.
That's awesome. Hey, I saw a good question. I was about to click it to pop it up, but it dropped away. I apologize, whoever asked it. They asked it to Joseph, but it's to all of us. Is YouTube a good resume booster? Joseph, we'll start with you because somebody wanted you to answer it.
Sorry, I was trying to read someone tagged me in something. Anyways, I'm going to pass this off to Shane because I got to think about this one.
It's okay. It's
a
Dylan
good-
Blankenship. Sorry, Dylan. Anyway, Shane.
I would say most definitely yes, because not only is it putting your personality out there, hopefully you're putting a good personality out there, because usually when you start a channel, there's a niche and it forms a community and you're communicating a lot with people, and just the sheer effort that it takes to record a video, script it, whatever you may be doing, editing and posting it, that's a lot of work. And I think that does show and pay off if your employer recognizes that. I don't know. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, I would think about, when you think about YouTube and what you're doing, you're making creative videos that engage an audience. And so whether you're able to get 1,000 subscribers, 5,000, 10,000, or 100,000, if you put on a resume, hey, I've created content that's engaged other people, and this many have bought into something I have done myself. I don't care if it's 100 subscribers. I think that's a great resume booster, because you're telling your employer, I'm creative, I'm engaging with an audience, and people will follow me. And that's a big thing. Like, I think about Instagram too, right? Is like, your followers is a reason. If you want to do well in business, your goal is to lead people, lead them to buy a product, lead them to a mission. And so if you can create followers on social media more than just your friends and family, yes, I'm talking to you, viewer, who has 1,000 or less Instagram followers and says, oh, I'm cool. No, not that. I'm saying people outside of the people to engage with you. That to me is like an obvious resume booster, because it shows you have initiative and follow through and people enjoy you. Joseph?
Definitely. And I mean, you kind of have to be a jack of all trades when you do this, because you have to go out and suddenly learn all these different skill sets. And that, as you guys said, shows initiative. It shows that when something is like an obstacle in front of you, you don't sit there and go, well, I'm just not going to do this. You sit down, you learn about it, you become skilled enough that you can make useful content out of it. So I definitely think it teaches a lot of self-discipline, the ability to problem solve, and, as I said, just awesome communication skills, which will show in a interview, because I've interviewed people, and it does help to be able to speak clearly during an interview. I always try to look past nervousness, because a lot of people, when they're first interviewing for those jobs, they're a little nervous. So I try to calm them down. Which is actually a skill set you can learn with live streaming. You get to learn to interact with different people. So there's a ton of resume building skills to be had.
I also think too, if they do watch your channel, which I have, you run into people, if it gets to a certain point, you run into people in your community that, because you're in their community, they've watched your videos and they kind of know who you are. I mean, we all run into those people that, oh, hey, I know you. And it's almost like they know everything about you because you've put yourself out onto the internet, but you know nothing about them, and you kind of just have to accept that. So if you put it yourself out there well, it definitely could be a good resume builder, because one of the most important things in getting a job is being able to get along with people and people buy into that personality. So,
yeah. Shane, that actually brings up a really good question. Somebody asked this. How do you get subscribers? Like, how do you grow your audience? And they said, like, do you start with your friends and family and just have it naturally grow from that? Is it all word of mouth or what? So I think that's like a really good question. How do you get your YouTube channel out there?
Well, I'll say I never lead a conversation in public or with my family, friends, cousins. I never lead it with, hey, I have a YouTube channel, subscribe to it. Because I don't want people subscribed to my channel that aren't going to be watching my channel. I never usually tell someone. If you're creating something that solves a problem or answers a question or piques curiosity in your video or your content, people are going to subscribe. But really, you should call them to action in your video, whether it's at the beginning or the end. Hey, if you like this, call them to action. If you like this, subscribe. Otherwise, most people are just going to click away and do nothing. Hence, our viewership is only 20%. 20% of them are subscribers. So, yeah.
I was laughing because I was at a REI garage sale. And if you guys don't know what that is, the outdoor store REI, it has a really good return policy, and they'll basically take most items back without question. And what they do is they have every few months a garage sale where they put out all those returned items and they're as is, which you can get some garbage or you can get some amazing stuff. Like someone bought a pair of $200 snow pants and didn't like the color. That's an actual reason why someone returned something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was standing in line. There was a guy there with a big sign advertising his YouTube channel. And it was like this outdoor. I like looked it up and I was like, oh, that's cute. And I didn't subscribe because I was like, that's a little basic.
You posted that and it piqued my curiosity. So I did subscribe.
Oh, well, then I guess it worked.
Well, I think for him, it was like I eat fast food on the top of mountains. Like he gets pizza or hamburgers and climbs to the top of mountains and eats them at 14,000 feet and reviews the food, which for me, like that's comical. And I don't know, it's funny. Sometimes success on YouTube can just be from comedy.
It can. But I mean, the short answer to the question is organically. You always want to get subscribers organically. They want to be invested in you. They like your comedy. They like the message that you're sending. They like how helpful you are. You should always offer value to your subscribers. That is the number one thing. Offer value. It can be entertainment. It can be knowledge. It can be thought-provoking conversation.
Yeah, I want to know if my taste buds taste pizza differently at 14,000 feet.
That somebody on here needs to make that channel. Pizza at 14,000 feet.
This guy at REI did.
Imagine everybody with me. Just take a journey with me. Imagine you're on YouTube and you see a picture of a guy or a gal or whatever you identify as taking a huge bite of pizza, and the title says, "Does this pizza taste so different at 14,000 feet?" I would be like, "Why?
Yeah, what?
Is it the pepperoni or is it?" That's how I imagine YouTube viewers think. Anyway, my point is this: is how do you grow your channel? If all of you went and clicked subscribe right now, and you went onto Shane's channel and clicked subscribe, and Joseph's and click subscribe, it actually doesn't make a difference for us. And a lot of people ask, how do you make money on YouTube? It's not subscribers, it's not likes, and it's not comments. The only way you can make money is based on views. And the best way for your content to get brought up in a recommendation, and you'll notice like you'll have people that you subscribe to so that their videos pop up first, but YouTube will say, hey, since you're watching a video about a 1989 Mustang, maybe you want to watch this video about a 1992 Mustang. That's how all of our channels grew. I won't speak for you guys. I've put $0 into marketing my channel. I've asked 0 of my family members to subscribe, and I have personally asked face-to-face 0 people to subscribe to my channel. I create videos that I think other mountain bikers like myself will like, and I ask them in the video, if you like the video, click subscribe, and they naturally, like, that's what happens. Back to my tangent on making money. How a video gets recommended is a couple of ways. Number one, if people click on it, click-through rating, YouTube has an algorithm, a calculation, for the amount of people that they show this to, how many people clicked. Would you guys agree like a 5 to 6% click-through rate is a high rate?
Mine's been like 13.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's saying
you're behind the curve, Josh.
So I would argue a 10% click-through rate for every 100 people, if 10 people click your video, that's actually a pretty good click-through rate. The higher the click-through rate, the more YouTube will recommend it. Once people click, the longer they watch, the more YouTube will recommend it. YouTube is set up to make money. They make money by when you watch a video, they play an ad at the beginning, or you'll see multiple ads in the middle. And just so that you guys know, because you can find this on the internet, for every 1,000 views any of us get, you make $1 to $3 per ad. It depends on if the ads are displayed in what countries. If a lot of people from the US watch our videos, then we're going to get more ad revenue from that, revenue from the ads that are created. If you have a video over 10 minutes, you can put in multiple ads. So if I have 3 ads in a video, every 1,000 views, I can make $3 to $9. That's just a little general rule. Now, people click on our videos and they watch the entire video from beginning to end. If they click the like button and they leave a comment, man, what a good video, I like what you said, they are engaging in our videos. They're staying on this internet site youtube.com, and they're more likely to click on another video. That computers behind YouTube see that and they go, hey, this person is engaging. We want them to stay on so they see more ads, so they interact with more people. Because, boys, bear with me, and this is boys here, is if somebody is writing comments, a long comment, and clicking like and watching a full video, they are more likely to click on an advertisement and buy a product. And so because of that, they will suggest videos they'll watch longer and hopefully suggest products, which they will then have a return on the advertisement, making YouTube money, making us money for watching the videos, and making the companies money. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Joseph.
Dang it. All right, I'm
okay,
gonna
go ahead.
No, I'm going now. So yeah, definitely. First thing, as Josh kind of said, the people who are able to go full-time YouTube usually don't use ad revenue as their sole income. It's more like a percentage, like 25%. And that's for like the big guys that are pulling in 1 million views each video guaranteed. So yeah, engagement is a very big thing. And I think later on we have a question about like, what are the best metrics, but being able to see that click-through rate getting high. Like if you have a video that has a 50% click-through rate, that is awesome.
That's insane.
If for every 1,000 views, you're getting like one of those full comments, that's awesome too. But more like if every 10 views you're getting a comment, that's awesome even more. Which is why some people like to make controversial videos, because it gets people like raging in the chats. Be careful with that, because it might get you a short-term boost, but then after a while you become the drama YouTube channel. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah. Well, as far as like, it sounds like, Josh, all the like technical stats and everything that makes a good video and making money, which, it's great to know. But if you're making a YouTube channel just to make money, like if you're like, oh, you can purposely go into it making a business out of it. But I think on the personality side of things, people can tell if you're there just for the views, if you're there just for the money, if you're there to just be controversial. They can see through that. And I don't think you get as much buy-in as if you're just having fun, because it really should start with you having fun. It really should come across that you really like what you're doing, because if you like what you're doing and you're having fun, people are going to enjoy watching you. People are going to enjoy engaging with you.
Mm-hmm. And I saw a comment that just said clickbait will make you rich. And the answer is no. You can make a video that's like, oh my gosh, I broke my leg and went to the hospital and there were Orbeez there, and nobody will watch it because one person will watch it and it will be like, you'd be like, oh, what's up? I got you guys, whatever. Like no one wants to watch that. And Shane makes a good point. Like people subscribe and interact with you as a human being. More than your content, it's your personality. And a great question your guys' professor asked is, would we be just as successful on YouTube if we didn't focus on mountain biking? And my answer to that is, for me personally, mountain biking is something that comes naturally. I like to teach people on. People feel like they want to learn something on YouTube. But I think that if I dropped mountain biking and went to a different channel, I think a lot of my viewers, who knows what percentage, but a chunk of them would follow me for my personality instead of just the content I create. And I think about Shane and Joseph, who I subscribe to. If they started a new channel, I know these guys as friends now, but I would definitely follow along just because I like them as people. And I think that's a huge thing you have to realize. It's not about clickbait. It's not about your titles. It's about who you are as a person. That's what keeps people for a long time.
I've noticed you still haven't subscribed to my makeup tutorials channel. But no, seriously, if I were to start a makeup tutorial channel just to be funny and have fun with it, I think, again, that comes down to your personality, the people that know you, that you don't know, the people that have bought into you and interacted with you, kind of like me, Joseph, and Josh are friends. I think I've met Joseph once or twice and never met Josh, but we know each other through YouTube, through watching each other's videos, even though I might not watch yours all the time. But
it's hard to keep up on everyone.
Yeah,
it is.
Somebody said, how much money do you make? Mason, I answered that question. $1 for every 1,000 views per ad. So do the calculations.
And it can vary. You can always get a guesstimate, a very rough guess by going to Social Blade and looking at someone's channel, and you can kind of get a general idea of like what their monthly income might be. And you will probably be surprised how low it can be for some channels.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna come right out because you guys are beating around the bush here. Blah, blah, blah. My again, only 8,635 subscribers. In the last 28 days, my watch time minutes, 105,000 minutes, 23,000 views, $91. So if you think we're doing this for the money, think again.
Yeah, and I think Shane mentioned it. Full-time YouTubers, people who do it full-time, they make money. Basically, people say YouTube is like an octopus. There's 8 different areas that you can make money. Ad revenue is a small percentage. Merchandise is a huge one. That's why Mr. Beast is always buy our merch, buy our merch.
Mhm.
Affiliate links. So you click an Amazon link and you buy that product they're talking about. That's they make a 5 to 10% cut. What else am I missing, boys? Oh, Patreon. Matt had this question. What is Patreon? Do you use it? And what are your thoughts on it? Joseph, explain what Patreon is.
Patreon is a place where subscribers that are extra dedicated to their content creators can go and actually sign up for a monthly donation. It also can be a place where content creators can post certain things like YouTubers that do woodworking will often upload plans for their builds to allow people to buy those for like $1 to download the blueprints. And it basically just helps pay for the time that they invested into designing that, making the video, showing how to build it. And then you have the blueprint, and then you have the video, and you can build it. So that's kind of Patreon in a nutshell. It's like a very tight-knit community where you can engage with fellow Patreon or patrons, and the content creator can upload special content. And in exchange for that, you're basically kind of helping boost them up financially. And it's kind of a nice way to really dedicate your extra time to your core fans, or your super fans, as it's sometimes referred to.
Yeah.
It's nice to give them the behind the scenes, or the first, like if you're selling something that's limited, they're the first ones to know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like Patreon for me supporting other people, because I don't mind kicking all my friends $1. If they're on Patreon, they might have, donate $5 for this level. If I'm going to give all my friends money, I'm going to give them all $1 just to be supportive. I'm not really there for the extra content. I just like them as people. I do have a Patreon page, but I have nothing on it. I have not even pushed it, but that's me. What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I have a Patreon page, but I personally a lot, and this is getting into a hot topic debate in the YouTube realm. Patreon is known as e-beggars as well. It's basically saying it's somebody begging for additional money, and so they say, "Hey, I'll make you one video a month." The woodworking one is a good example of like something that I would say is worthwhile. You get the blueprints of it, but typically there's an exchange of goods. A YouTuber provides more intimate connection and content in return for payment of $1 to $3 to $5 to $10 a month. So I have one, but it's just for, hey, if you really want to support me additionally, I max out at $2 a month. So that's it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. There's some good questions I think we need to get to.
Adrian Gillardi, he says, what's your favorite kind of video to make and why? Which is good, because we're talking about what everyone else likes to watch, but what do we like to make?
Yeah, I love to make, and I realize I haven't done it in a long time, is I like to make how-to videos. Like, so to encourage somebody to try something new on a mountain bike. I really like helping people.
Joseph?
For me, like I said, I like to play around with cameras. So for me, it's the, super artistic videos that may not get a lot of views, but for me, I feel, pretty cool making that stuff, putting it up there, and I get to enjoy it for myself. And if other camera geeks out there enjoy the extra cinematography that I put into something, so be it.
Nice. My favorite ones to make are the ones where I'm basically vlogging, talking to the camera when I'm having an adventure. If I had a really awesome day with a bunch of other friends and a bunch of shenanigans. My name is Shane. I think for me, that's my favorite because I kind of get to relive that. And I like to put a little bit of comedy into the editing process. They don't get a lot of views, but the views that I get and the comments that I get are the people that have really invested into me and my personality. So I kind of like to gauge who are my main squeezes. Those are the ones that are going to watch those videos that I like to make.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. We got some questions about these viewers. I think this is going to be good for us. So if one of these viewers, guys, was going to start a YouTube channel, what's the 3 most important non-technical aspects to consider? So nothing dealing with technology, but just in who they are. What's the most important things to consider? I'll start. If you want to start a YouTube channel, you have to solve a problem, either fulfilling somebody's curiosity, solving a need of a how-to video, like do something that people want to watch, solve a problem. Number 2, you have to practice speaking in front of a camera in a place by yourself. Like for us, we're all in our garages by ourselves. Like, so get comfortable talking to a camera. And number 3, tell a story. If you can tell a story about your how-to or what you want to do, that will help you do very well in making YouTube videos.
I'm going to sound like a broken record. And for me, it all comes down to personality, because you can have the best camera equipment, the best sound, hire editors. But if people don't buy into you, man, I do sound like a broken record. But if you don't have a good personality, if you don't really put yourself out there and be a little bit vulnerable, then, who cares what kind of camera you're using or what kind of editing software you're using. Our boy down here, Mr. Trail Features, he's got all sorts of videos about how to make a YouTube channel with just a cell phone or even just like the cheapest point and shoot camera, because it's what you put in there from here that matters.
Indeed. I mean, I'm going to echo what you guys, be genuine. That's like the most important thing. Never get in front of the camera and say something that you don't believe in, because people will see that instantly. The other thing is like, figure out, what's your message? Like, why are you making this video? What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to solve a problem? Are you trying to make a point? Those type of things. And lastly, don't do it to become famous, because I guarantee you'll be miserable. It is a lot of stress, because once you hit a certain point, people are expecting certain quality. They're expecting certain uploads. They start hounding you on social media, like, hey, where's the next upload? Or, I don't agree with you, and I'm going to yell profanities at you until you block me. So yeah, don't do it to become famous. Guarantee you will become depressed and miserable.
Yeah. And before I echo one of the things you said, Joseph, everyone's wondering how much is longer. We got just another like 5 to 8 minutes. So don't worry, folks, not too much longer. And yes, this could show up on your final, so pay attention. Joseph, I love what you said. Be genuine. And we've kind of talked around the subject of like, people are saying you can make money making clickbait. Oh, what's the recipe for going viral? If you're not genuine to who you are, you will fail. And that's not YouTube. That is business and life. Like, if you're not genuine to who you are, you'll do a terrible job. All right. So here's another good question. If these students are going to start a YouTube channel, what 3 technical aspects should they consider? So we're talking technology, just general skills. I would say 3 things that you should be good at. Number 1, understanding how to work a phone or a video camera and editing. Like, you have to be able to figure that out. A great way to learn is YouTube. Number 2, understand how to upload a video, looking up on YouTube when to best upload a video and timing. And number 3, looking at your data and being able to adjust accordingly. Simple.
For me, like I said, I have a background in the industry. So for me, it is learn the basics. Don't buy super expensive camera gear. I've been seeing people tag me on questions like, what kind of camera do I get? What's a good microphone? What's this? If you have a cell phone, you have literally everything you need to start a YouTube channel tonight. What you need to learn is how to maximize that, and good core theory on camera use, composition, lighting, sound, and editing is all you need to learn, and you can do it with a cell phone. I promise you. I have seen amazing content that got produced exclusively on a phone, because there are apps that allow you to record at better quality than the built-in camera app, and then edit in a non-linear timeline, as it's referred to. That's getting really geeky stuff. So yeah, don't buy super expensive gear thinking that's the solution. If you can't do it with a cell phone, I guarantee you can't do it with a Red Cinema camera.
Mm.
I'm going to go through my last little bits quick. Volunteer. If there's a media department, show up. Say, what do you need me to do? And it doesn't matter if it's taping cables to the floor. Expose yourself to that world. You will learn so much by just watching. And the other thing is, don't obsess over the gear. I can't say it enough. I've fallen victim to it. I bought something thinking that was going to be the solution, and I never used it, and I ended up having to sell it at a loss.
I like that. I mean, keeping things simple. And go ahead, you can plug your channel, Joseph. Trail Features at Trail Features on YouTube, because I have learned things from watching your videos before I knew you, before I met you. I want to know, oh, how do I, edit this with the cell, whatever it might be. Starting simple is probably the best thing you can do. And I mean, so we have a really successful YouTuber. His name is Nate Hills. He just uses iMovie on his Mac. There's also another YouTuber that I know, one of my really good friends, Outdoor Gold. He just uses Windows Media, whatever Windows comes with, like Movie Maker. You don't have to go out and get the most expensive, powerful thing to make YouTube videos.
Yeah, you can be successful because of who you are and your content. So don't sweat the details of the tech. Real quick, though, what do you guys use to edit? I use Final Cut Pro. I am a Mac fanboy, and I know most of you youngins are as well.
I use DaVinci Resolve because Joseph Trail Features told me to, and it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am someone who used to edit, so I jump between platforms whenever I do collaborations. I've edited for multiple YouTubers before, so I used Final Cut, I've used DaVinci, I used Adobe Premiere, I've used high-end stuff back in the 90s when you had to actually have a computer. But DaVinci Resolve is like the best one out there right now because it's free. And not free like as in it's missing features, free as in like if you have to pay for it, you're doing Hollywood production level stuff. It's insane that they give this away.
Yeah.
Well, so that does kind of lead us to a next question. What is the biggest mistake newbies make on YouTube? And I will say the biggest mistake newbies make is getting caught up in all of the technicality of it and not making videos.
Yeah.
I mean, just get out there and make videos. Make shitty videos. I don't care. Make videos. Even if no one's watching them, you're learning and you're growing and you're going to basically move forward and grow from learning all of that. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say the biggest mistake newbies make is not posting consistently. Yeah. If you're going to start posting on YouTube and you want to gain a following, the YouTube algorithm, the computers there, you have to post at least once a week and like post consistently. Can you grow a channel without posting consistently? Yeah, absolutely. You just have to make just killer, like super good content. But if you post consistently, it helps immensely.
My thing is, I see too many people not start. Simplest answer. Like everyone says, oh, I need to get better at this. I need to get a better camera. I need to wait until I have this. As Shane said, make videos. It doesn't matter. You're going to make terrible content. I've made terrible content.
Yeah.
If you don't go back and look at your old content and get physically ill, it means that you're not progressing. Like if you look at your last video that you made last week and then look a year ago and it's basically the same, either you are Martin Scorsese or you're not progressing. And even Hollywood producers will say that. Hollywood editors.
I always tell people YouTube is a tree. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. And all of us would agree we started YouTube too late.
Yep.
The second best time to plant a tree is today because you can't procrastinate anymore and it's up to you to start it. Yeah. All right, gentlemen, I think that about wraps up our live stream. I do want to say to everybody watching, first, thank you before you click out. 2, subscribe to me and all these channels, even if you're not into mountain biking, even though it won't help. It makes us feel good about the time that we spent. Joseph saying don't subscribe.
Even if you
subscribe to Joseph.
Even if you come and troll the shit out of us, that I would love that.
Yeah,
it does help boost the algorithm.
Yeah.
But
do us a favor.
Nice because we do have ban hammers.
Oh,
so
yeah,
we're like,
true.
oh, that's cute. Ban.
Keep it appropriate.
And you know what? You guys could help us with a little experiment. Do this. Subscribe to each of our channels and then click the channel, watch the most recent video and just let it play through the whole thing. Click like and leave a comment. And I bet you all of our most recent videos will exponentially soar in views if the 900 of you watching do that. And you're like, why would I do that? Because if you do that, maybe we'll do it for you. Who knows?
And plus, it's mandatory from
And it's mandatory for the
Professor
finals.
McCarthy. He just texted me and said it's mandatory.
Mandatory to subscribe, like, and watch
Mhm.
videos. All right, thanks everybody. Let's do a sound of who we are in case somebody came in late. Thank you so much. My name is Josh, daily mountain bike rider.
Thank you so much. My name is Shane, the crashing dad.
And my name is Joseph from Trail Features.
Good night, everybody, and don't forget, don't go Sun Devils, go UW Huskies.
Good luck, everyone.
That's it.